Hey yo, today we're gonna be doing what if Deku had John's abilities from Unordinary, which is aura manipulation. So let's get right into it. So please subscribe and like and leave a comment of suggestions and or like what to do with this story. I know I have like 0 subs, so let's just get straight into it. So whenever Deku's born, he looks exactly like John with he doesn't have like black hair yet, well, like, because they have strands of hair, but he has like golden eyes, because we're just gonna say he gets that from Hisashi. And Hisashi, all right, he's not gonna be around, the deadbeat he is, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so let's just skip until he's 4, because nothing interesting really happens. He's just a baby dude. But yeah, so Deku, doctors would tell him oh, he's gonna be a late bloomer, but his quirk is gonna be aura manipulation. And what do you call it? Yeah. So he goes to school the next day and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be a late bloomer because I don't know genetics, and I'm gonna get this power called aura manipulation, but I don't know what it does yet. And they're like, oh, and Bakugo comes out of nowhere because, he's pretty dumb. Oh, I bet that quirk sounds pretty weak, Deku. It's not gonna be stronger than mine because I'm the great Baku, and you know what I'm saying. But yeah, but yeah. So Izuku kind of gets bullied because his quirk sounds weak. I don't know how, but yeah. So yeah. But when he's growing up, he's like, everybody kind of sees him as a quirkless person, just like a late bloomer. But like, what do you call it? He sees the hierarchy, kind of like John did in Unordinary. We're gonna like kind of relate a lot of personality to John. But John, hold on, let me check. Please have microphone on. Okay, thank gosh. Yeah, but he sees the hierarchy in quirks and he really disrespects it. So Deku kind of like hates scummy people, right? And I'll watch that later. But he kind of like hates like people like high, like people with a lot of power that abuse it. But yeah. So what Deku's gonna do is like, I think he gets in like junior high, right? And UA's gonna be college purposes. But yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be a college. So we're just gonna skip to middle school. He meets Claire. Well, I'll know what you all want to call her now. The girl with the green hair that's like from New Boston Junior High. Or let's just make like it in a high school, okay? Like, Deku gets his powers in high school. Everybody's like, and then like Bakugo decides to pick on him again because he still thinks that he doesn't have a quirk yet. But Deku, he was gonna use his he doesn't know that he has a quirk yet, but like he feels Bakugo coming up behind him because of his aura that he's giving off, like a douchebag type vibe. And Deku's like, I think Bakugo's near me. I don't know why, but I just think he's near me. And Bakugo just starts giving off explosions in his hands. And Deku's like, oh shoot. Oh no. Okay. But yeah. So Deku is gonna see this, and he's gonna be like, he like sidesteps him, and he's like, nah, not today, Bakugo, because he's been through this garbage for let's see, over 11 years now, dude. He's like a freshman, right? He's been going through this for 11 years, and he finally decides to sidestep him, and then since he saw Squinky, he's like, I mean, this man's like the pinnacle of the hierarchy of jerks, dude. So like, he sidesteps him. Then he accidentally, like, kind of lets off a small explosion. Then Bakugo's like, huh? Wait, did I just see that right? Oh my god. Can Deku, like, what's Deku's quirk? And Deku, like, automatically notices this. Oh, shoot, did my quirk manifest? And Bakugo's like, oh, it's weak anyways. So, like, he's gonna just keep, like, trying to bully Deku. But Deku sidesteps again. Well, not sidesteps, but dodges. And he gives off a little bit of a bigger explosion. Deku thinking, oh, let's try and do that again. And this one isn't as small, dude. He gives it off from his finger, since Bakugo can only use his palms. He's like, what? How's he using it from his fingers? And he just, like, blows Bakugo back. And he hits the wall, causing a crack to be inside it. But coincidentally, a teacher was there, and they're like, hey, what's happening here? But because, all teachers give off that vibe. Hey, what's happening here? And they kind of, like, send both of them to the office for fighting. Kind of like, the school that John goes to. But, yeah. Alright. And, like, I guess, like, they're like, why were you two using your quirks on school grounds? Or any type of public place, to be honest with you? And Deku's like, Bakugo was trying to bully me over here, so I just decided to defend myself. And my quirk barely manifested right now. And they're like, oh, like, and Deku's eyes were glowing, he didn't notice. But Bakugo did. He was like, heh. His eyes only light up. Weak! And then he kind of still thinks he's better than him. Just because it caught Bakugo off guard. So, he's like, oh, but he's not better than me, man. Like, that type of aura. So, like, Deku kind of, kind of gets suspended, and so does Bakugo for fighting. But, he tells his mom about it. His mom thinks it's acceptable since, Bakugo did it first. And, yeah. So, yeah. So his quirk manifested. Hold on, how much time have we been at? 7 minutes. Okay, I might have to end it at 10. But I'll give you one as soon as I can. But, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, he goes to a quirk doctor. He says then they say, like, after running a couple of tests, oh, he could copy quirks, and it kind of amplifies their power, so, it's stronger. And he could do stuff that, like, they can't. But the only thing is that he kind of gets more aggressive and cocky. Like, and they're like, wow, I didn't know a quirk could have emotional side effects. Just a little bit, dude. But he's been calm and, like, humble all his life, so, it should be good. And yeah. Since Deku is so powerful now, he's got to train that quirk, baby. So, we're just gonna do, like, a 3-year time skip, senior. They're seniors now, like, what do you all want to be whenever you graduate? I know what you all want to be. Heroes! There's all the papers, And then, yeah. So, Deku, Deku, like, kind of, like, the teacher's like, oh, Bakugo wants to go to UA. He has a strong quirk, not a good attitude. But, oh, Deku. And, like, people now know that, like, Deku has a strong quirk, So no one laughs at him, but Bakugo's like, Deku! Why are you going to UA? He's like, I'm better than you. Who said you were better than me? Me! The angry Pomeranian! But, like, we all know who's better in this situation. But, like, he starts exploding Deku's table, and he's like, I'm shivering my timbers, mate. Shut the hell up, mate. Like, that type of vibe. Like, so, yeah. So, the sludge villain, alright? So, Deku, sees the hierarchy. And, yeah, he does see the hierarchy. And he is gonna give some of a emo type vibe, you know what I'm saying? But like, not Todoroki type emo, but like not rebellious against daddy issues type emo, just like he notices the like flaws in society, and he kind of like hates people. he's gonna like dislike a lot of people at UA for it, and then like yeah. So like sludge villain Deku won't be caught by it because he does have a time period, but I think it's a long time period, unlike Monema's. So he gets Bakugo's quirk. Alright, so he still has that crap copied. And I think he could copy up to... I can't really remember. I haven't read it in a while. I think it was like 10 powers or like 3. No, hold on. He copied... Ison's, Arlo, Ray. I think it was 5, alright? I think it was 5, so we're just gonna roll with that. So yeah. So yeah, the sludge villain goes back pretty fast because, Deku just explodes the All Might guess theory. And he's like, oh, kid, what's your quirk? Blah, blah, blah. And then Deku's like, oh, it's aura manipulation. I could copy people's quirks or I can manipulate my own aura to copy people's quirks and amplify their power and do things that they can't. And like All Might's like, oh, interesting quirk, kid. Are you going to UA? Yes, sir, I'm going to UA. And blah, blah, blah. And the sludge villain doesn't go out, or is captured, doesn't escape. And yeah, so that's where I'm going to leave it off. I'll make another episode later. Bye.